Warning, before we get into these videos, just know they have been deemed too scary, so I don't think you can handle them all. Number 9. A Reddit user known as Spooky Boy published a video to the subreddit Humanoid Encounters of something that terrified him while walking late at night in his city. He has no idea what it could possibly be, but is hoping that somebody that watches it will be able to come up with any sort of concrete answer. And so it may be hard to see, but I just want you to focus your attention on this thing that's just sort of floating in the distance. And it just appears to be somebody floating in midair, and not just floating, but just moving at quite a fast rate of speed as well. That's just super bizarre. I'm also interested as to what this thing is also in the distance, but that does very clearly look like the shape of a person just sort of floating off in the distance. It's just super bizarre. This is, without a doubt, one of the most interesting and unexplainable videos that I have seen in quite some time. Virtually everything about the way this thing is shaped looks exactly like a human, but obviously humans can't just float around like that. Some commenters suggest it could be something attached to a drone, which would be a lot more comforting. Number 8. Moxley from the YouTube channel Moxley's Adventures is exploring a haunted graveyard at night, all by himself on a cold November evening. The graveyard, while absolutely creepy and uneasy to watch, is scattered with plenty of lush bushes and trees, but there is also another sight to see that night, albeit a sight that Moxley probably wished he could unsee.
Seeing something over in the car. I think just somebody walking past, but it is raised up about 10 foot, so all the way around the outside it's about 10 foot high, and the gate was open, so not had to climb over any fences, any walls. I suppose it's just okay just to walk straight through this place, so I'm just gonna go and have a quick look around and see if I can see anything. What the is that? Hello?
Oh, do you guys see that? Alright, right here on the replay. Right there, you can see someone or something just kind of moving past the tree line here.
Guys, I do not know if I just captured that on film, but I swear to you, I just saw something behind this gravestone. I'm not 100% sure though, if there was. Oh. It's just so dense. There's nothing.
And I think he has a really good point there, just how dense of an area this is in terms of vegetation, that it just wouldn't be easy for someone to be kind of slipping in and out of this area. And he does try to get, if it is somebody, their attention, and they don't seem to respond at all, but rather just keep sort of walking away there. A lot of people in the comments section of Moxley's video seem to agree that whatever it was he captured, that it's definitely creepy, although none of them are able to explain what exactly he saw while in the cemetery that night. He continues to explore the area for a little while longer, but eventually leaves when he can't find anything else. It's just a good thing that he didn't bump into that strange figure later on, because who knows how dangerous it could have been. Number 7. The team behind Devil's Hour Productions are getting their equipment set up for the day to conduct an investigation at a haunted house located in Kento, Ohio. While waiting for the owner and having conversations with another, they already experienced something creepy without them even trying to make contact with any spirits.
I'll turn my airplane mode back.
Oh, to see if your phone interferes with the...
Yeah, because what you heard was going to be captured on there.
Right there. I just need you to focus on these window shutters. They might be sort of hard to see, but just keep your eyes on them. Right there, they close. It gets all their attention.
Was that you, Tanya?
No, it was over here.
Oh.
It was that. There.
Freaky. It's almost like whatever is haunting this home knows that they're all just sort of hanging out right outside this room, as it so clearly gets their attention. As you can probably expect, this incident causes the entire crew to be a little freaked out, and one of the men asks the other if he maybe closed it, but he denies doing so. And if you look at the footage, you can see that it definitely closed without anybody touching it. At least, not anybody that we could see with our own eyes. Number 6. One of the most bizarre and goosebump-inducing videos on the internet is simply titled "My Sister." The video starts off fairly simple, with a woman standing off in the distance, and it looks like it will be just some sort of fashion video or something. But as soon as the woman gets a little bit closer to the camera, it quickly turns from innocent to terrifying. So as you can see right here, this person is wearing a hyper-realistic mask, so this isn't actually her face. And here we'll see her take off this mask right here. It's just creepy how hyper-realistic that mask is. It almost feels like if you just saw this person in public, you'd have no idea that this wasn't their actual face at all, but rather just a complete mask. Just super, super bizarre. As you can probably imagine, this video got some pretty good traction on the platform for a while, especially within the horror community, mainly because people were so freaked out by it and equally curious as to what exactly was going on. As it turns out, the woman is simply wearing hyper-realistic masks that she made, but there is something about them that has creeped people out ever since seeing the video. At least now we have a concrete explanation, even if it doesn't make the original video any less scary. Number 5. Leviathan is a small YouTube channel that only has 3 videos uploaded as of the publishing of this video. The latest one was uploaded just over a year ago, so it's hard to say if he will ever return to the platform, especially after watching his most recent upload. In it, he is walking around through the woods, but these are no ordinary woods, as he will soon find out. Alright, so for starters, he's walking alone in the woods, it appears, late at night, only a flashlight. And I don't know if you guys could hear that scream. There it is again, certainly creepy. Right there. One sec, I'm gonna rewind just a tad. Do you guys see it right there? There's something clearly in the tree. Wow, I would run away too. Whatever this creature is, it's clearly hanging about halfway off the tree here. And I feel like if that was a person, this would just be a very difficult way to hold on to a tree, because it seems like the creature is almost leaning with its body weight off into the air here and just using its arms and legs to stay on this tree. And the noise it makes, let's play that one more time. Freaky, freaky stuff. Unfortunately, this video ends right there shortly after this mysterious creature is captured by Leviathan on his camera. Because this video was uploaded to his YouTube channel, I think it is safe to say that he made it out of the woods alive that day, but maybe after this terrifying encounter, he is too scared to make any more videos like this, hence his absence. And if that's the case, I honestly don't blame him. Number 4. The Urban Project is a group of paranormal investigators on YouTube that frequently uploads videos of themselves exploring notoriously creepy buildings such as abandoned churches, hospitals, and more. However, in one video, one of the crew members decides to do a solo investigation of the Ivy House, yet another infamously creepy building. All seems to be doing fine for the first little while as he starts to explore the upstairs area of the house, but maybe it would have been better if the explorer brought some company, as you'll soon see.
This is an old wardrobe, this. Definitely not from IKEA, that. I'm not popping it up there because of the giant spider webs. And that is an old bed as well. Oh,
Right there. That was freaky. One more time.
Oh, hello? That is an old bed as well. Oh, hello?
And there's just nothing there.
Someone in here. Someone in here.
That definitely sounds like that was quite the banging noise there, like something heavy had been dropped or thrown.
Oh, hello? And that is an old bed as well. Oh, hello?
And what's also freaky about this is it really seems like that noise came from close by, but clearly there's nobody else in this building. The uploader proceeds to have a quick look in the surrounding rooms, but is unable to find anything whatsoever. After not being able to find anything, he eventually decides to call it a day and head home, and I honestly can't blame him. Since the Ivy House is well known for being extremely creepy, it may have been only a matter of minutes until something much more serious happened to this YouTuber. Number 3. Two friends that run a paranormal YouTube channel are exploring an extremely haunted abandoned building in the hopes of potentially capturing something terrifying on camera for their viewers to witness. All they are able to find is a bunch of rubble and debris from the worn down state of the building at first, but when one of the men sets up a device to communicate with potential spirits in the area, things get a lot scarier.
Hello, someone there? Can we help you? Come and touch this thing in my hands. Have two objects for you to touch. If you want help, come over and communicate with me.
You hear that?
What's up?
Did you guys see it?
Don't know what that was.
Alright, I want you to focus right here, and I'm gonna play that back.
What's up?
Right there. One more time. Just focus your eyes right here.
What's up?
And right there you can see someone
Don't know what that
moving.
was.
Hello, someone here with us?
Turn it off, see if you can hear anything.
Hello?
I swear I heard something. Down there.
It's coming from there.
That is so freaky. You see the shadow start about here and then walk to the other side. It's very, very subtle, but when you see it, it's very clearly the silhouette of somebody walking across in the background here, even though it's only this man and the cameraman at this abandoned building. Right there. That is just so terrifying.
Don't know what that was.
Hello, someone here with us?
Upon first viewing, You may have only picked up on the mysterious banging sound coming from somewhere inside the building, but if you look closely, right after the banging sound can be heard, you see what appears to be some sort of mysterious shadow figure moving right behind one of the investigators before disappearing completely. Interestingly though, it seems that neither one noticed this while they were filming, but surely they got a scare when they reviewed the footage at home. Number 2. Walking inside and around an abandoned building, especially at night, would be a terrifying thing for anybody to do, but oftentimes when an explorer does this, they don't expect to see something that is going to cause them to freeze up in pure and utter shock. But that's exactly what happened to this YouTuber, Franco TV, in September of 2019. During one section of his exploration, he turns a corner and sees something chilling.
Okay, so what I think is there's somebody actually here visiting, and I think when I came around through the loop area, they might have walked away because I might have freaked them out a little bit. But wait. Oops. Oh my God. She's right there.
So clearly he's not alone here. There's somebody else in this graveyard with him.
It's an old lady. Hello? Ma'am? Do you need help? Do you need help? Yeah. Not doing that.
That is just extremely bizarre. I feel like if this is just somebody, visiting a loved one at the graveyard, that's totally fine. And I'm sure this woman would be sort of concerned just seeing like a complete stranger with, full film equipment recording at a graveyard. But at the same time, it's very bizarre that she doesn't respond at all to his questions.
Ma'am? Do you need help?
And just sort of stares at him numerous times. And I can completely understand Franco's concerns, considering this is very clearly in the middle of the night. Just a very odd encounter, to say the least, on both ends. Despite his numerous attempts at getting the woman to talk to him, she simply continues to stare at the camera in the man's eyes for a solid 10 seconds. He asks her if she needs any help with anything, and why she is sitting all alone like that in the middle of the night. But strangely, she ignores him. It's entirely possible that this individual sadly suffers from some sort of condition, and if that's the case, I truly hope she gets the assistance she needs. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. Shershin is a well-known radio host in the local Durban, South Africa area. He is used to going into his studio every single day and doing his daily show, but on one particular morning, Shershin seemingly got an unexpected visitor in the studio with him that day, one that was certainly not invited. So Shershin is the radio host, and he's clearly in his room at, the building where they broadcast this radio show. But what I want you to do is pay attention to this window right here. And so Shershin appears to be on a phone call. And right there, just passes by the window. And I just need to remind you that Shershin is the only person in this building. Right there. One more time. And it clearly gets his attention as he goes to check out the window, and I believe he doesn't even choose to leave the room. He's like, I'm not dealing with this today. Just absolutely freaky stuff. What makes this video seem quite authentic to me is, firstly, the lights in the building go off completely, which causes Shershin to start dialing a number, probably the lighting department in the studio, to ask what happened. He stands up, and a moment later, the strange shadow figure can be seen moving past the window, which Shershin sees, and it seems by his body language that he was definitely creeped out by the incident. This ghostly figure seemingly turned off all the lights in the studio with his presence alone, which just goes to show how powerful some ghosts can be. If horror is your favorite genre, then these top 10 scary videos are straight up bussin'.